Andrew, just begin by giving us an outline of the presentation here at the PTE Conference. One of the issues I think that cuts to the heart of plane travel for all us users.
So baggage handling is obviously a big topic. I mean, you've got a whole half day this morning on it. And the thing that I wanted to introduce to people was the idea that actually we make the decisions about baggage handling performance. Yeah, it's up to each person to make the decision on how they're going to do this. And it's possible to have great performance if you get your people involved properly. And that's the difference between Western baggage handling, which tends to be pretty poor, and Eastern baggage handling, which tends to be pretty good. So there's a little bit about that. And then IATA is introducing 5 new common capabilities that we expect every airline to introduce. It's tracking, identification, data sharing, process automation, and XML for baggage. And that's a pretty big set of investments for the industry, so everyone was interested in that.
And that's important in terms of getting people to essentially benchmark what they're doing and certainly meet those capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need to first of all know what we can do today. So nobody really is doing all of the tracking piece across the whole of their network. Very few people are using the baggage identification GUID that we've introduced, and XML is going to be rolled out over the next couple of years. So we're starting at a very low point. We've got a lot of infrastructure and a lot of work to do to make the industry move forwards. But these stepping stones let us do some amazing things in the future. We'll be able to do things like have baggage drop without ever putting a bag label on the bag, and that's an amazing thought, especially if you happen to have 20,000 bags sitting around at the end of a day due to it being a bad day, an IR ops day. Processing those automatically is something we'll be able to do.
An interesting debate towards the end of this morning's discussion about the responsibility in terms of baggage, and we're still maybe having those discussions, and it's 2016. Collaborative work is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, the passenger has a contract with the airline, so the airline's responsible. But you know what? Airlines don't lose bags on board their aircraft. So all of the mishandling happens on the ground somewhere, and there has to be a strong collaboration between the airport and the airline and the ground handlers in order to get things working properly. The airports where you see that really, really being done well are the best performing airports in the world. The ones where you have a siloed mentality are the ones where things don't work so well.
And collaboration in terms of the discussions here, perhaps that's why it's key to have these discussions and have these conferences, an event like this, where you can bring the different sides, the different people, the different vendors together. Yeah,
absolutely. An event like this, the room here had maybe 40 people put their hands up when I said, who's an airport? Not so many airline people, unfortunately, in the room today, but just being able to bring the community together and talk about these common things, common capabilities that we want to have in the industry, that's really a great thing to do. It's a really fantastic opportunity. Yeah.
And in terms of the exhibition, you had a chance to be on the exhibition floor to see some of those technologies that may help resolve some of these issues.
Yeah, actually the exhibition's always a good eye-opener here. We saw lots and lots of new technologies, lots and lots of new systems, some really good innovation going on down there. And it was a very pleasant day yesterday to go and have a look at that, especially in baggage handling. The electronic baggage tag stands, DS tags and Remova, great stuff.